Good evening and welcome. Tonight's presentation will look at transition services and resources in the Greater Fredericksburg Area Schools. My name is Marie Waits and I am the Parent Coordinator for the Parent Teacher Resource Center in Stafford County Public Schools. This presentation will be highlighting some of the additional transition services and resources that are available in each of the Greater Fredericksburg Area school systems. It is important to note that in every school system, it is your child's case manager who is responsible for the coordination of transition services, agency linkages, and progress reporting towards the student's transition plan goals. It is important to note that prior to your child's entering the high school, but no later than the first IEP when they are 14, the IEP will include a transition plan. This will be updated annually as part of the IEP. When your child turns 16, the IEP will also include a statement, if appropriate, of interagency responsibilities and linkages.
We wanted to give you a little bit of history of the Parent Resource Centers and where we came from as we got started. I am Rebecca Leggett and I'm the educator in the Stafford Parent Resource Center. I've been here since 2000, so it's been a long time. So I guess I've experienced a lot of the history as we've gone along. But a little bit of history. In 1975, Public Law 94-142 was passed. And at that point, parents became part of the IEP team, and an important part. It really wasn't until about 1994 that we saw them become a very integral part of the team, but we were working toward that. So in 1978, the Parent Educational Advocacy Training Center here in Virginia was founded. And it was Virginia's Training and Information Center. We call them PTIs because there is a PTI set up for every state. Here in Virginia, it's called PTSI. In other states, they have different names, but there is one statewide center for the entire state. So in 1984, the Department of Education for Virginia and West Virginia and PC decided they wanted to partner together and create PRCs that would train parents and educators and create effective working relationships in the schools. So they began with the first two Parent Resource Center here in the state of Virginia. They were in Richmond and Hampton. And over that 4-year period, they added a few more PRCs. And they decided that they wanted to expand that. So in 1998, Virginia Department of Ed set a goal to have PRC statewide. And what they did is they went to the school systems. They said, we have grants. We will provide funds for the setup for the first year of a Parent Resource Center. And that's how we all came about in our different areas. But the one thing that was consistent for all the Parent Resource Centers was that the staffing in each PRC would include a parent of a child with disabilities and a special educator, and that they would model parent-professional relationships, the parents in the schools working together. So the Stafford PRC, we were somewhere in that first 3 years, in the first 5 PRCs in the state. Carolina and Spotsylvania joined in the early 1990s, and I think we figured out it was 1991 that they joined and came on board. King George and the city of Fredericksburg have had PRCs in the past, but currently they don't. But that's a little history of where we came from.
Hi, I'm Courtney Seeley, and I'm with the Spotsylvania County Schools Parent Resource Center. So often when people think of the Parent Resource Centers, they think of our library resources. These resources include books, DVDs, magazines, brochures on various topics such as school success, reading, math, homework tips, learning strategies, social skills, bullying, discipline and behavior supports, disabilities, special education topics, gifted learners, emotions, parenting topics, and of course, transition. So we cover a lot. If you saw a fact session called Full Life Ahead in February of 2021, you may have stopped by one of the Parent Resource Centers to pick up your copy of the Full Life Ahead workbook. As a collective group, Region 3 PRCs collaborate and offer information sessions for parents and guardians on a wide variety of topics, including transition. We invite families from our entire region to participate in these sessions, including families from Fredericksburg City and King George County. Staff at the Parent Resource Centers provide direct assistance to families as well through individual meetings, phone conferences, and emails. Families contact us for a variety of reasons. Some of these could include concerns with a child's behavior at home or at school, their child's learning difficulties, bullying issues, information about the special education process, or just seeking school or community services and linkages. We are able to assist families through the problem-solving process and provide a connection for support. We have relationships with families that have lasted through their child's graduation and even beyond. The PRC also supports the special education advisory committees in their respective localities. These are some of the examples of the many resources that you can pick up from the Parent Resource Center that are related to transition. If you attended the transition guide session, you were shown how to access this digitally. It's also on our website. I'm going to show you that at the end. But you also received directions on how to pick up a hard copy from one of the PRCs or the Disability Resource Center. If you attended the Full Life Ahead session, you got a free Full Life Ahead workbook. We continue to make these 2 items available for families who would like a copy. Families from King George and Fredericksburg are always welcome to pick these items up or contact us so we can arrange another option to get these to you. Additional books and DVDs on transition are also available to check out from your school system's PRC, though the selection may vary from one center to another. As always, we welcome families from across the entire region to attend our presentations. The Region 3 PRCs will be having a virtual information session this coming May 12th at 7 p.m. for parents of elementary age students with disabilities that focus on the parent's role of creating opportunities in your child's life that lead to a successful future. The beginning steps of transition will be presented, and a panel of experienced parents of young adults with disabilities will share their successes and their challenges. Transition planning is more than what is in a transition plan in an IEP, and it's never too early to start planning for your child's transition.
Hi, I'm Susan Gale with Caroline County Public Schools Parent Teacher Resource Center, and I was here from the inception of that in the early 90s. The Parent Resource Center here is located across the parking lot from our school board office in the big town of Bowling Green. And our mission is to promote a partnership between families, teachers, and schools. We provide information on anything relating to families and education, and that includes referrals to services locally and throughout the state. Sometimes families just need a listening ear, and I'm here to give parents the time that they need as well. We provide family-related workshops and information for the special education process, helping families prepare for meetings so that they're empowered and confident for those meetings. We also have backpacks and school supplies and also food resources for anyone that contacts us. I'm also the homebound coordinator and coordinate services between the schools and the students. Our offices and library are open daily from 8 to 3:30 during the school year and other hours by appointment. We can send all of these resources that you may request to your child's school through interoffice mail or meet you at your convenience. One of the next things that we have coming up in Caroline County is at Caroline High School. We're going to be doing the presentation on Full Life Ahead on April 28th. And that will be sponsored by the Parent Teacher Resource Center and also Rappahannock Electric Cooperative.
Hi, I'm Sandy Sprague, and I am the parent facilitator of the Spotsylvania County Parent Resource Center. We are housed in a building called Center for Family and Preschool Services. And within this building, there are 4 programs, and we are one of them. We also have the Head Start offices, the Early Childhood Special Education Child Find office, and also the ESOL Welcome Center. The PRC and the library are open from 8 to 4 from Monday through Friday. We are also going to have summer hours, and that is Monday through Thursday from 9 to 3. And we are happy to send child resources, any of the library resources that you are in need, that we can send them to any of our schools in Spotsylvania County. You just have to contact us and let us know by going to our website. You can see what our Destiny program that your child uses. You can go on also, and that we can send it in our office to your child's school for your convenience. You can also return it to the school and it will get back to us. Additionally, we have a grandparents and extended family support group. They meet monthly. And we welcome anybody who'd like to join us. It is such a wonderful group. They learn a lot about the valuable kinship resources that we have within the region and even statewide and even nationally. They can help their family, that can help receive support from families who are in similar situations. They have developed some wonderful friendships in this grandparents group. We also send out a monthly newsletter to every family and staff member within our county. Our newsletter can be found on our division website, which is listed as you can see here. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by searching for Spotsylvania County Public Schools Parent Resource Center. You will see our staff here on this slide, and we have Sarah Bell. She's our wonderful office assistant who keeps us on top of things and helps us get done what we do get done. I am, like I said, the parent facilitator, and Courtney is the teacher facilitator. I am a mom who has raised 3 sons with various disabilities. They all attended the Spotsylvania County Public School System. And as a parent, I participated in years and years of IEP meetings. I planned with the school team and prepared for their future as they transitioned out in the community. Courtney is a special education teacher who spent the majority of her 20 years in the classroom with 8th grade students, who was turning 14 and starting the transition process. Together, we work as a team to model the partnership of parents and schools working together.
So the Parent Teacher Resource Center over at Stafford County, a couple of things that we do. Well, first of all, our office is housed by Child Find and Head Start by the Rising Star building. We are open from Monday to Fridays from 8 until 3:30 as well. Here at the Parent Teacher Resource Center, we have just completed our first year operating Spotlight on transition workshops with our transition coordinator. We also work very closely with our Head Start programs, and we have just completed a series of potty training workshops. Throughout the year, we offer make and take sessions where families leave with whatever we are creating that day from scratch, for example, picture schedules and sensory bottles and etc. We also host morning information sessions called Sips and Tips on a variety of topics. We have an active Facebook page filled with upcoming events and a lot of community information. And like the other PRCs, we have a page on our school website where we post recordings of our previous workshops. We have student and family resources, and we house an updated tutor list. On the 3rd of May, Stafford County will be hosting a transition vendor fair from 6 to 8 on the 3rd of May. And we will have a few community agencies, and it will be based on transition.
Good evening. Next, we're going to talk about transition specialists and coordinators. Coordinators transition services by collaborating with families, case managers, and staff. We provide trainings, opportunities to staff on transition planning as well. When should a transition specialist attend the IEP meeting? When the student is exiting their last year of high school, student has a need for connection and with community resources and the agency linkages, student or parent request for a transition coordinator or specialist to attend, or the student is unsure of what they would like to do after high school or has barriers to employment.
Hi, I'm Angie Poteet. I'm the school-based job coach at James Monroe High School, and I want to share some information about what school-based job coach may look like at your school. A job coach typically works with the students with disabilities, can also coordinate and work with different staff and teachers about different ways that we can create work environments or work experience throughout your child's education. They do work with applied studies diploma students. I do sometimes in Fredericksburg City Schools have other students that seek my services that are seeking other types of diploma options. Next slide. Now, some of the things that I have worked with students as far as school-based job coaches, and I know other county students as well, a lot of it's interest inventories. We do resume writing, some of those mock interviewing, because sometimes our students have never had an interview or need that experience. We definitely work on those in classroom and school job experiences, and we also do some job explorations that include working in the community. With Fredericksburg, we kind of work with a couple local businesses, and I know the other counties do as well. And then some of the things we also do is sometimes it's helping students master various job-related skills. It could be that their goal is they want to work in retail, for example, work on different job-related skills that will help them get those jobs. We also have different tasks that will help them with their job readiness. We also create opportunities in the classroom or in the school. We kind of look at, where could we work in as far as office experience, the school store, helping in the cafeteria, coffee carts, other things that will kind of give them that work-based experience to get them ready for the next steps. And then we also work on CBI. So CBI is community-based instructions. That could be where the job coach goes out during the school hours and supports students in a work experience. That could be anywhere from retail to a small business, to a hotel, to a restaurant. The CBIs look different in each county, so you would have to reach out to your case manager or your school's teacher to kind of figure out what is available in your area. The job coaching is normally very individualized. Sometimes it will be CBI's experiences for the whole school, the whole classroom, but sometimes we look at, how can we go one-on-one with a student to different type of businesses.
What do transition services in my school system look like? I am Melissa White. I'm the transition coordinator for Caroline County Public Schools. I service Caroline Middle School and the high school. I have one job coach. We do school-based and community work experiences. We collaborate with DARS to do pre-ed services within the building. And we have collaboration with the Parent Teacher Resource Center where we offer workshops and do various tasks where we collaborate together.
And again, at Fredericksburg City Schools, we only have one job coach. That would be myself. We do have, case managers that kind of will network and talk to me about different job experiences they can connect students with if I'm not available to work with them directly. We have experiences as far as working at different restaurants downtown. We have a Hive Cafe in the school that the students run each week for the teacher and staff lounge, which they really enjoy. We also have a school store. We have a partnership with the front office and the cafeteria for our students to have some experiences. Pre-COVID, we were going to places like Walgreens once a week and working and having that workplace experience. And then I have several students that have worked at different local restaurants, and some of them have secured employment with those restaurants as well after they've graduated. We also have a new program, Start on Success, which is really geared to our students that are seeking advanced or standard diplomas that have an IEP. This is a paid internship. They have a work readiness class the first semester. Second semester, they are paid 3 hours a day. They go out with me and they work at the University of Mary Washington, and it's been a wonderful partnership. We've had 8 students this semester, and we have a quick video about their experience.
Start on Success is a structured school-to-work program for students with disabilities pursuing a standard or advanced studies diploma to better prepare for the workforce and secondary education. SOS is a year-long program designed to provide classroom instruction during the first semester and a paid internship at a local business during the second semester of the student's senior year. Our school is participating in this program with the University of Mary Washington.
The bells for to keep the AC running and make sure it's running well, not broke or like messed up and little bearings.
In James Farmer, I would work on like documents and how to get the word out and inventory. Student activities, I would make buttons and do inventory again.
I handle with moving certain hard drives from computers that are deemed to be thrown away in surplus with my coworker, Richard. I'm thankful that he's there with me, helping me out. Right now, I'm installing programs on computers, which I'm assuming are going to be sent out to this campus, to other people.
One of the things that I do while doing my internship is mulching, picking up sticks, garbage, recycling, and hopefully planting flowers, but I don't know about that one yet.
The co-workers that I work with around all the time, every week, they cool to be around, cool to work with, so they help me, motivate me to want to wake up every morning and come here.
I really like being on the computer and the different tasks they have me to do.
That I could do stuff with my hands and that I could connect with other coworkers.
The whole thing. I like the entire job. I can grab a little bit of experience on how life is over here and working, and how much dedication and responsibility it takes to work.
I am happy because it gives me more experience before I actually get a summer job.
I want to take it because I can learn different trades and different shops that I want to do when I graduate high school.
It gives me an opportunity to make sure that when I go out in the real world to get a job, I know what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, Eddie has been a great help here at the library. One of the things, I moved into my current position from Special Collections and University Archives. So we have a lot of collections in there that need to be transferred over into better enclosures. Some of them, are very older materials and photographs, and when they come in, they aren't in the best of state. So Eddie's been really helpful in going through some of those collections. He's worked with our Lydecker collection and moving some of those contents into acid-free folders. And then he's also worked with our publications, magazine photographs, and moving those, which are just kind of loose in a file, and he's been moving those into better enclosures, so when someone goes to research through those collections, they won't be touching the photographs. They're now all safely housed, and he's been great working on some of those projects.
He's very polite. He's a great self-starter. So as he got into the position, I really didn't need to coach him much or shadow him much. He really kind of picked up his rhythm and has been a great asset to Simpson since he's been here. We are going to miss him when he graduates.
Students who participate in SOS continue on to post-secondary employment or education at a rate of 75 to 85%, which is 3 times higher than the overall rate for students with disabilities. If you are interested in more information, speak to your case manager or counselor.
The job coach from King George County Public Schools could not be with us tonight. However, I wanted to point out that they shared with us that in addition to what the case managers do, which we've already gone over that, the job coach typically works with students with disabilities that are working towards or have met the requirements for an applied studies diploma, and whom the IEP team determines it to be appropriate. The description, when that was shared with me, sounded very similar to what Fredericksburg City Schools have set up for their job coach position. So I wish he was here to tell us a little bit more about the programs, but if you have any questions, or if you are from King George County, you can contact the special education coordinator in the county. In Spotsylvania County, there are 2 transition specialists that are starting in July of this year for the upcoming school year. One will be assigned to all 5 of the high schools, and one will be assigned to all 7 of the middle schools. In addition to the transition specialists, families are welcome to meet with staff at the Parent Resource Center to learn more about various community agency services, review your child's transition plan, get information about our in-county comprehensive vocational assessment that we have available, and to pick up materials that can assist you in supporting your child's transition. The REACH program in our county was established in Spotsylvania in 2008 and accepts applications from students in Spotsy who've graduated from high school with an applied studies diploma and have been identified as a student with an intellectual disability. Students identified with other disability categories could be included based on need and acceptance criteria. Applications for this program are given out during a student's senior year, and you can ask your child's teacher about this for more information. In addition, Spotsylvania County also created a program called Ready, Set, Go. SET stands for Spotsylvania Externship Tryout. And it's a new career readiness initiative that's available to all Spotsylvania County high school students. Several of our students with disabilities have successfully participated. Students do not have to be taking classes at the Spotsylvania Career and Tech Center to participate. It's just a wonderful opportunity for high school students to experience a non-paid 40-hour externship before graduation. Emily Hall, our career and development counselor, if you would like to get in touch with her about this opportunity for your high school student, you can contact her with the contact information on the screen.
So I'm going to be speaking for Stafford County Public Schools. We have a transition coordinator, Bethany Ventura, who couldn't join us tonight. She is based at Mountain View High School, but serves all of our high schools and middle schools. Under her coaching and supervision, there are 5 job coaches. We have a job coach at every one of our high schools. So if you would like to know who your job coach is, just give us the contact or contact Bethany, and you can talk to your job coach. So we also have the Stafford Parent Teacher Resource Center. We work really closely with Bethany, especially this year when we've done a series of workshops for our families. So in Stafford, we work with our postgrad, what we call our postgrad students, in 2 ways. One of the first ways is we do have postgrad programs at 2 of our high schools where our students who are postgrad can apply. They come to the program. They do a lot of job readiness, job skills. They go out into the community. For instance, they have come to our complex at Rising Star for Head Start. They deliver lunches. They help in many ways at Head Start. They have come back to the Parent Resource Center and put together a large project of IEP binders that we give out to our families and that sort of thing. So we do have 2 programs going on at this current time. We also have a program called Project Search. Project Search is internationally recognized. It's an intern experience for postgraduate students. It originally started in a hospital setting where they took individuals with disabilities and they said, you know what, let's see what they can do. And a surgical nurse applied to do the program, presented it. They hired people with disabilities, brought them into the hospital, taught them how to set up surgical suites, the trays, run the autoclave machines. A bunch of jobs that we would have maybe never typically thought of putting people with disabilities in. And it was so successful. They found that their employees were so wonderful that they grew that program. And over the years, that program has grown. It's in, I forget how many countries, it's all over the US. It's not just hospitals at this time. It's also places like distribution centers, Best Buy, different places like that. But here, we're in our 5th year, I think, Project Search. So Stafford County Public Schools partnered with Mary Washington Hospital. And if you go to the main site for Mary Washington in Fredericksburg, we have a classroom. Stafford provides a teacher, a para. We also partner with one of our local job coaching agencies called RSVP. They have job coaching there, and the students apply for the program. They become interns. Once they're an intern and they go to their classroom and they sit, they learn job skills, they learn job training, they learn a lot of the things they need. They go out into the hospital setting. They're in places like the lab, in the pharmacy, they're in the gift shop, and different places like that, all over that hospital complex. And they do rotations and figure out where their love is and what kind of things they like to do and what they're talented at and what their skills are. So if you're ever at Mary Washington Hospital, and you see some young people delivering the newspapers, doing different things, they'll have on shirts, they'll say Project Search. That's where those students are coming from.
My hours are 7:30 to 4:15 every day. Inside one of Cincinnati's top banks, you'll find new employee Edie Ballman crunching numbers. However, Edie's journey to getting hired at Fifth Third Bank's central file room is different than most. She has a disability, autism, but that didn't stop her from pursuing her goal of getting a full-time job after high school.
I've been using good organizational skills, being part of a team, and giving good eye contact.
Edie joins a growing list of graduates from a program that started at Cincinnati Children's called Project Search, the brainchild of Aaron Riley.
I was the nursing director of the emergency department here at Cincinnati Children's, and I happened to look out in the lobby and was struck by the fact that many of the people coming to us as patients were people with disabilities. And yet, when I checked behind the scenes, there weren't many opportunities for these young people to grow up and continue to be involved in children's as employees.
Aaron partnered with Susie Rakowski at Cincinnati Children's, and together they came up with the Project Search curriculum. It focuses on young people with disabilities between the ages of 18 to 22. In their final year of high school, those students leave the classroom and move to Cincinnati Children's or another host business to intern for the entire school year.
Many of the young people have had low expectations for them from family members, from schools, and we have to change that in a very short period of time. And so we're looking at things like grooming and hygiene, communication, problem-solving skills, independence in time management.
Project Search is an intensive 9-month course for a group of 10 to 12 students that involves a combination of classes, skill assessments, skills training, and evaluations from a team including the instructor, managers, and skills trainers. Each day begins and ends with an instructor keeping them on track.
We would do a lot of reflection in Project Search every day. At the end of the day, we come back and I'll ask them, what did you learn about yourself today? What can you take from today and improve tomorrow? Because I feel like that's so important.
Today, Project Search is beyond the walls of Cincinnati Children's and has expanded to more than 500 programs across the U.S. and the world.
Our overall employment rate among all of our programs is 75.5%. And that makes us one of the best, if not the best, transition program in the United States.
We understood that individuals with disabilities through Project Search is an untapped market. It was an untapped recruitment stream that we could have access to, bring them in, train them on the types of jobs that we have, give them the skills needed so that they can transition into permanent employment. And we've seen great success with that here at Fifth Third, but we've also seen great success with employment in the communities as well.
Also expanding the variety of jobs, Project Search graduates now work in a range of industry sectors. Cengage, an educational services and publishing company, recently joined the growing list to offer not just training and marketable skills, but opportunities for career growth that includes benefits, incentives, and retirement options.
I'd love to run all my employees through those classes. I would, about budgeting and about money and how to handle difficult situations. That life piece, combined with being in a real life work environment, is what makes Project Search completely different than anything else that I've ever seen. And that's why those folks are able to make that transformation and be successful.
A key part of the success is definitely that both sides see and learn something new about the other.
Changing the culture of families and the general perception of people with disabilities is what Project Search is all about. Just ask Edie.
My favorite thing about coming to work every day is getting all the work done and being on task.
To change the culture of businesses and organizations, to change the culture of just the general public about the perception of people with disabilities and what they can and can't do.
I'm awfully proud that because of this hospital and Project Search, there are thousands of people with disabilities working around the United States and the world that wouldn't have been otherwise had it not been for this program.
In addition to the various ways that our area schools provide direct or indirect assistance to children as they transition to post-secondary opportunities, we are all also members of the Fredericksburg Area Council on Transition. We work together to provide resources to families and students and support individuals with disabilities as they transition from secondary education to independent adult life. In addition to providing these kinds of information sessions about important transition topics, we've also put together our resources in one easy to access website for your convenience, www.factfred.com. You will see that it contains our transition guide for the Greater Fredericksburg Area, a schedule of upcoming sessions and links to register for them. You will also see the resources and the video library for all of our past sessions and all the PowerPoints and handouts that presenters use during those presentations. If you are so inclined to help us keep this website and domain active, we also accept donations on this site, which are securely processed through PayPal. We also want to point out that the mobile site is a great way to pull up resources when you're on the go. Bookmark this site on your mobile device so you'll have the transition guide with you at all times, which contains all of the contact information from many of our local and state agencies. If you find yourself with some free time while you're out and about, pull up our site and watch one of our recorded information sessions directly from your phone. Also, just a reminder that this session's recording will be posted on our website for future reference. You can also find a copy of this presentation on our website on the previous events page.
Here's one. Do I have to live in your county to come to your PRC?
We really do enjoy helping out King George and Fredericksburg City Schools because we know that they no longer have their PRC. So you're always welcome to come in and we'll help you with any resources that we can provide for you.
Okay, next question. Really good question. How involved should my student be in the transition process?
I'll go ahead and answer that as the Special Education Transition Coordinator for Caroline County Public Schools. It is very important for your child or student to be involved, especially when they turn 14. Case manager has to invite the student at that time, but I always encourage parents to have their student advocate for themselves very early at the elementary level, and I'm sure in the session, Connect the Dots, that'll be a hot topic as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
If there's no more questions, we'll say goodnight and feel free to contact us if you do think of anything in the future.